Number 6. Exploring shipwrecks. Tobias Friedrich is an underwater photographer who has explored and captured many sunken vessels around the world. He has visited wrecks in places such as Egypt, Malta, Norway, and Papua New Guinea. Friedrich is fascinated by the mysterious history of shipwrecks, and he says he enjoys seeing how nature takes over man-made structures. He also says that he respects the wrecks and does not touch or take anything from them. He uses special equipment and techniques to take high-quality photos in the dark and murky water. Shipwreck hunting is a profession that involves finding and documenting sunken ships, sometimes with the goal of recovering valuable or historical artifacts. However, it is also a controversial activity, as some people argue that shipwrecks are a part of the cultural heritage of the ocean and should not be disturbed or exploited. There are also legal and ethical issues regarding the ownership and preservation of shipwrecks and their contents. Some of the most famous shipwrecks that have been discovered include the Titanic, the Bismarck, the Mary Rose, and the USS Arizona. Some of the most recent discoveries include the USS Wasp, a World War II aircraft carrier that was sunk by a Japanese submarine in 1942, and the Esmeralda, a Portuguese ship that was part of Vasco da Gama's fleet that sank off the coast of Oman in 1503. A notable shipwreck that Tobias explored is the SS Rosalie Moeller. The SS Rosalie Moeller was a British cargo ship that was sunk by German bombers in the Red Sea in 1941. She was built in 1910 with the original name, the Francis, and operated as a coal carrier for both Steamship Company Limited until 1931, when she was sold to Moeller Line & Company in Shanghai and renamed the Rosalie Moeller. She continued to deliver coal along the east coast of China until the outbreak of World War II, when she was recalled to Liverpool and requisitioned by the Ministry of War Transport. In August 1941, she was assigned to deliver a cargo of coal to Alexandria via the long route around Africa. She arrived at the Gulf of Suez on October 6th and anchored at Safe Anchorage H, waiting for her turn to transit the Suez Canal. However, the anchorage was not safe from the newly developed night-flying capabilities of the German Heinkel 111 bombers, which had already sunk the USS Thistlegorm 2 days earlier. On October 8th, shortly after midnight, Rosalie Moeller was hit by 2 bombs, causing a massive explosion. She sank within an hour, taking 2 crew members with her. The wreck of the Rosalie Moeller lies in deeper water than the Thistlegorm, at about 164 feet, and is less visited by divers. However, it remains well preserved and offers a challenging and rewarding dive for technical divers. The ship is intact and upright, with her masts reaching up to 59 feet from the surface. The cargo of coal is still visible in the holds, along with various items such as bottles, crockery, and tools. The wreck is also home to a variety of marine life, including lionfish, scorpionfish, batfish, barracuda, and tuna. The Rosalie Moeller is one of the most pristine and fascinating shipwrecks in the Red Sea, and a testament to the history and tragedy of war. Number 5. The Manche Swamp. The Manche Swamp, located about 30 miles northwest of New Orleans, is a beautiful and biodiverse wetland that attracts many visitors who want to enjoy its scenic views and wildlife. The swamp is home to countless alligators, turtles, birds, and plants, as well as a historic railroad that once connected the nearby towns of Fresnier, Ruddock, and Napton. But the Manche Swamp also has a darker side, one that is shrouded in mystery and legend. According to local folklore, the swamp is haunted by the ghost of Julia Brown, a voodoo priestess who lived in Fresnier at the turn of the 20th century. Brown was known for her healing powers and curses, as well as for the eerie songs that she sang on her porch with her guitar. One of her most chilling lyrics was, "One day I'm gonna die and take the whole town with me." Some say that Brown's prophecy came true on September 29, 1915, when a devastating hurricane hit the area and wiped out the towns of Fresnier, Ruddock, and Napton, killing hundreds of people. The storm also destroyed the railroad, leaving the swamp isolated and abandoned. Some believe that the hurricane was caused by Brown's curse, as she died on the same day and was buried in a swampside grave. Ever since then, the Manche Swamp has been rumored to be haunted by the spirits of those who perished in the disaster, as well as by Brown herself. Some visitors have reported hearing moans, screams, and cries in the swamp, especially near Brown's grave. Others have claimed to see apparitions, orbs, and shadows in the murky waters. Some have even felt a cold touch or a push from an unseen force. The Manche Swamp is a place of both beauty and horror, where nature and the supernatural coexist. It is a place that fascinates and terrifies those who dare to explore it. It is a place that holds a secret that may never be fully revealed. It is a place that is haunted by the curse of Julia Brown. Number 4. The Devil's Pool. Victoria Falls is one of the most spectacular natural wonders in the world, spanning across the Zambezi River and plunging more than 300 feet into the gorge below. But for some visitors, the awe-inspiring sight of the waterfall is not enough. They want to experience it up close and personal by swimming in a natural pool right on the edge of the precipice. Devil's Pool is a small rock pool that forms near Livingstone Island, a tiny island on the Zambian side of the falls. During the dry season from August to January, the water level drops and a natural barrier of rocks prevents the pool from being swept over the edge by the powerful current. This creates a safe and calm spot for swimmers to enjoy the stunning view of the waterfall and the rainbow that often appears in the mist. But there is a darker side to this seemingly idyllic place. According to local legend, Devil's Pool is haunted by the spirits of those who have drowned there, either by accident or otherwise. Some say that the pool is named after a devilish creature that lurks in the depths, waiting to drag unsuspecting swimmers to their doom. Others say that the pool is cursed by Ulana, a young woman who threw herself into the falls after being separated from her lover. Her anguished cries turned into the pool's torrents. Her spirit still haunts the place, pulling young men to their untimely deaths. To reach Devil's Pool, visitors have to take a boat ride from the Zambian bank of the river, then walk across the island and swim across a short stretch of the Zambezi. The guides will help them find the best spot to enter the pool and hold their hands as they approach the edge. Once in the pool, they can lie on the rocks, peer over the edge, or even pose for photos with the waterfall as the backdrop. Devil's Pool is not for the faint of heart, as it requires a certain level of fitness, courage, and the trust in the guides. There have been accidents and deaths in the past, mostly due to people venturing too far from the pool or visiting during the wrong season. Devil's Pool is a unique and unforgettable experience that offers a different perspective on Victoria Falls. It is a bucket list item for many adventure seekers who want to test their nerves and feel the rush of being on the edge of one of the world's greatest waterfalls. But it is also a place of mystery and danger, where the forces of nature and the supernatural collide. Would you want to visit the Devil's Pool? Let us know in the comments and hit subscribe while you're at it. Number 3. The Coryfinnan Maelstrom. The Coryfinnan Maelstrom is a permanent and powerful whirlpool off the coast of Scotland. It can produce standing waves up to 15 feet high and a roaring noise that can be heard from miles away. It's very dangerous to approach, especially when the wind and currents are strong. Many ships and boats have been wrecked or capsized by the maelstrom, and some people have even lost their lives or gone missing there. The maelstrom is also surrounded by legends and myths that add to its creepiness. One of the most famous stories is that of Cailleach, a sea witch or goddess that is said to use the Gulf as her cauldron or wash tub. According to Scottish folklore, she washes her long hair in the water and creates the whirlpool and the waves. She also controls the seasons and the weather, and when she's angry, she unleashes storms and floods. Some people believe that she cursed the maelstrom and anyone who tries to cross it. Another legend tells of a brave prince who wanted to marry a princess from a nearby island. Her father agreed, but only if the prince could prove his courage by anchoring his boat in the maelstrom for 3 nights. The prince accepted the challenge and sailed to the Gulf with a magic rope given to him by a fairy. He managed to survive the first 2 nights, but on the 3rd night, the rope broke and the boat was swallowed by the whirlpool. The prince was never seen again, and the princess died of grief. The Coryfinnan Maelstrom is a fascinating and terrifying place that has inspired many tales and legends. It is a natural wonder that showcases the power and beauty of nature, but also its danger and mystery. It is a place that attracts and repels people, and it has a history of folklore that make it even more intriguing and creepy. Number 2. Locomotive Graveyard. Off the coast of New Jersey, there is a deep-sea train graveyard that baffles historians and divers alike. Under 90 feet of water, there are 2 steam locomotives that were lost in the 1850s and remained hidden for over a century until they were accidentally discovered in 1985. The locomotives are a rare Planet-class 222T models, which were only produced for a short time and became obsolete soon after. They weigh about 15 tons each and are self-contained, meaning they have no tenders or cars attached to them. They're remarkably well preserved despite being covered in rust and barnacles. No one knows for sure how the locomotives ended up at the bottom of the ocean. There are no records of them being built, shipped, or lost. One theory is that they were being transported from Boston to the mid-Atlantic on a barge when a storm hit, and they either fell off or were pushed off to lighten the load. Another theory is that they were part of a secret military project or a smuggling operation. Whatever the case, the underwater locomotive graveyard is a haunting sight that attracts many curious and adventurous divers. The trains are surrounded by fish, crabs, and other marine life, creating a contrast between the natural and the man-made. The divers can explore the inside and outside of the locomotives and even touch the controls and wheels. They can also imagine the stories and secrets the trains hold and wonder what else lies beneath the waves. The underwater locomotive graveyard is a unique and fascinating place that offers a glimpse into the past and a challenge for the present. It's a place that is mysterious and eerie, where history and mystery collide. It is a place that is waiting to be explored and revealed. And at number 1, the Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean, located in the western Pacific Ocean, about 125 miles east of the Mariana Islands. It is crescent-shaped and measures about 1,585 miles in length and 43 miles in width. The deepest point of the trench is called the Challenger Deep, which is more than 35,761 feet below the sea level. That is deeper than the height of Mount Everest. The Mariana Trench is a place of extreme conditions and unknown secrets. The water pressure at the bottom of the trench is more than 1,000 times the pressure at the surface, which means that anything living deep down there has adapted to survive. The temperature is also very low, ranging from 1 to 4 degrees Celsius. The trench is pitch black, as no sunlight can reach that depth. Only bioluminescent creatures can produce their own light. The Mariana Trench is also a place of mystery and exploration. Only a few people have ever ventured deep enough into the trench, and they reported seeing strange and fascinating creatures, such as giant tube worms, translucent fish, and shrimp-like amphipods. There are also many things that have not been discovered yet, as the trench is very hard to access and study. Scientists estimate that there are millions of species that live in the deep sea, many of which are still unknown to humans. The Mariana Trench is also a place of legend and folklore. Some people believe that the trench is home to mythical creatures, such as sea monsters, mermaids, or even aliens. Some people also think that the trench is a portal to another dimension or a hiding place for ancient civilizations. There are many stories and theories that try to explain the origin and nature of the trench, but none of them have been proven. The Mariana Trench is a fascinating and terrifying place that challenges our imagination and curiosity. It's a natural wonder that showcases the power and the beauty of nature, but also its danger and mystery. It is a place that attracts and repels people, and it has a history and a future that are still unknown. It is one of the most creepy and mysterious places on Earth. Thanks for watching this video about the amazing places found underwater. We hope you enjoyed exploring the hidden wonders of the ocean. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. We'll see you next time.